What's up, guys? Welcome back. Super Bowl Sunday is almost here, and if you're looking for a winning recipe to put on your appetizer spread, this is the one for you. Today I'm going to show you how to make this delicious street corn queso dip. Meet me in the kitchen. Let's make it happen. All right, guys, first things first, let's take a look at these ingredients. Again, this is not really a traditional Mexican street corn. We're kind of combining two ideas here. Typical queso dip that you'd have at your average Super Bowl function or any party on the appetizer table. We're going to combine that with a little bit of a Mexican street corn twist. So we're going to add a little bacon to the party. You can leave this out and make this completely vegetarian. If you omit the bacon, you use bacon or breakfast sausage for this recipe, or leave out the meat completely. We got a couple different types of cheeses. We got some fresh corn. We got limes, jalapeños, red bell pepper, and cilantro. All right, guys, first things first, we're going to get started with the veggie prep. We have some corn on the cob here, and our job is to get it off the cob. So put it in the dish that you're using and just slice it right off the cob. If you're not feeling this technique, then you can always use canned or frozen, but fresh is best. Hard to beat the flavor of fresh corn, especially for a recipe like this. Is kind of using corn as one of the main ingredients. We're gonna go ahead and just remove the corn here. Then we're gonna dice our peppers and onions. Try not to cut our finger off. All right, guys, a lot of these ingredients are customizable. One thing that I will say, though, as far as flavor pairings go, it's tough to beat corn, jalapeno, and bacon. Those things just pair together beautifully. They're really going to, help elevate the flavor profile of this dish. It may not necessarily be completely traditional to Mexican street corn. Obviously, you don't really, have the bell pepper and the bacon or the jalapeno mixed in. But you got to trust me on this one. It's going to be delicious. So real quick, we're just gonna give a rough dice to the onion. Same thing with the jalapeno and the bell pepper. All of this is going in after we fry the bacon. It's gonna soak up that bacon fat, adding tons of flavor here. Again, if you're not using the bacon, no big deal. You use something like butter or avocado oil, olive oil, whatever you got. Another option, if you don't want to use bacon, is spicy breakfast sausage. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and shred up the pepper jack and the Colby jack cheese. We got cotija cheese going in as well. Feel free to use whatever your favorite cheese blend is. We have a Mexican cheese blend also that's already shredded. I had it in the fridge. We're using it. But use whatever you got on hand. That's the rule of thumb. We're making this for game day. No need to get too crazy. It's a lighthearted, fun recipe. Delicious. Prep work is a little bit laborious, but once you knock the prep work out, the rest of the recipe is super easy. You can do this the night before, or if you got people over and they ask you if they can help, put them on cheese grating duty. That's what I usually do. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and fry up the bacon. We're gonna leave that bacon fat behind. That's gonna help elevate the flavor here. So what we're gonna do is use that bacon fat to saute all the veggies that we have. If for some reason your bacon's like extra fatty and it's a surplus of bacon fat at the bottom, you can remove some. Right now it's only about a tablespoon or so in there, so I'm happy with that. I killed the heat so we don't scorch the veggies. In go the veggies. All right, guys, so now we're gonna start adding some seasoning. I'm going in with some dried oregano. I want that to bloom a little bit, start to open up, release some of its flavor. Going in with a good tablespoon or so of cumin. Gonna add some smoked paprika, a little garlic, and some chicken bouillon powder. Also going in with the zest and juice of 1 to 2 limes, depending on how juicy the limes are. Gonna add a little acid that's gonna play nice, cut through some of the fat that we have from the cheese and the cream cheese, all that good stuff. Obviously the bacon fat too. So you wanna add a little acid in the form of lime juice and zest. We also have some tahini that we're gonna add to this. It's gonna be good, guys, trust me. All right, guys, so next up we're going in with a 1/4 cup of sour cream, followed by the lime juice and some zest. Then we'll start adding in our Velveeta cheese, a little splash of heavy cream just to thin everything out a little bit. I'm gonna do a little lime zest over the final product too, just for a little pop of freshness, a little extra color. Let me know in the comments if you ever had Mexican street corn or a dip like this. We're kind of I think I've seen a couple of these recipes floating around out there. There's definitely, I've done a street corn or a elote dip before, but never, you know, with like a queso twist to it. So doing a little cheese dip along with the street corn flavors. It's gonna be delicious. It's already looking the part already. It's gonna get this Velveeta starting to melt. I'm gonna add a little bit of heavy cream just to help that process and thin things out a little bit. Then we'll start adding in the rest of our cheeses and get this in the casserole dish, pop it in the oven. All right, guys, in goes the pepper jack cheese and the Colby jack. You can do this in a crock pot too if you want to, you know, slow cook it. You can just make the veggies and the bacon and stuff and then pop that into the crock pot and then add your cream cheese, Velveeta, and other cheeses and just let it kind of slow cook. Be ready for the big game. Give it a good mix. The heavy cream is right by my side in the event I need to thin this out, but right now this is the consistency that I'm liking. You don't want to over season it too soon because a lot of these cheeses, particularly the cotija cheese, has a bit of a, you know, salty profile to it. So you want to be careful about over seasoning until after all the cheese is in there. Let's get out a good mix. We'll chop up our bacon, get that added. All right, we're just gonna season to taste now. Add a little bit more cream and just let this go. If you want to pop it in the oven, you can top it with cheese, put it in a casserole dish, pop it in the oven. But I think it's good just like this. Just want to thin it out just a touch, milk or cream. We're gonna fry up some homemade tortilla chips and have yourselves a fantastic dip to serve with the other appetizers. Or if you're invited to a Super Bowl party, you can bring this. All right, guys, one of my favorite things to do when I'm serving any kind of dip is make homemade tortilla chips. They're so much better than store-bought, and they come together super quick and easy. If you haven't tried it yet, it's way better. You guys got to give it a try. Real quick fry, literally a minute or two, they're done. Hit them with some salt fresh out of the oil. You want your oil at 350 degrees when you fry these. Drain them, wire rack, paper towel, whatever you got. Immediately hit them with some salt. Super elevate your appetizer game. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and plate this up, garnish it in the style of Mexican street corn, which means we got to hit it with some tahini, a little bit of lime, a little bit of cotija cheese. We got some fresh tortillas. This is the part where I say brace yourself for a trademark money shot. Say it with me, guys. Looking good. The only thing left to do is dig in for a taste test. But before we do that, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell to enable notifications as well. All right, guys. This is my weakness right here. If I'm on a diet or you're trying to torture me, or you're trying to get some information out of me, you give me some cheese dip, I'm gonna fold. Let you know now, don't do nothing illegal around me. And if we get arrested together and they bring me this, I'm snitching. 100%.
Oh, but you got a little bit too much dip on your chip.
I should have fried more tortillas.
The dip is better than the corn
Slide over, big fella.
because the corn takes two hands on the cob.
Oh,
What?
On the cob.
cut.